Whoa, it's the Illusion, reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. I'm at one of my favorite beaches up on the Believers Coast, Sycamore Cove. All right, this is one of those videos where I'm just trying to compare notes with you out there. All right, the way I describe it is this. I feel totally disconnected from time and space. I'm not jiving with the frequencies I'm receiving out here on the spaceship. You know, I'm a pretty stoked dude, but about, 10 days ago, roughly 10 days ago, I suddenly disconnected with this whole reality and people around me. It's really like being amongst zombies. I can't explain it any other way except that, like, everybody I come into contact with, generally speaking, is like asleep at the wheel, totally zombified, totally self-involved, and that's really a hard energy for me to deal with. And I have like a way that I've been able to compare and contrast it. As I was helping my friend out who's running for a political position here in Los Angeles, and their campaign manager is this 11-year-old kid, right? And this 11-year-old kid is wide awake, man. And all of a sudden, he starts telling me about history and politics and what's going on with America right here, right now, and the world as a whole. And I'm listening to this kid, and he's 11 years old, like 11 years old. And he's totally aware of everything that's going on around him and everything that he's involved with and participating in. And about the frequency. Like, he doesn't even know, like, the weird angle that I go with about the frequency and the whole. That's not even weird. It's just the way it is. But he was totally hip to it, and he was running this woman's campaign off of the love concept. And I was just like, this kid's got it. This 11-year-old kid is more on top of it than all the adults that I bump into daily. And it's really been throwing me off, not in a like negative way, but more in just a like, where am I? What is going on here? And I realized that I am basically a traveler of time and space, and I've ended up at this time period as like an explorer or something. And I don't really speak the language, and I don't really understand the customs. And it's fully like caught up with me to where I'm completely disconnected. Like I'm connected with this beach and like nature. Like last week I went out into nature and spent the night out there, and I was like, dude, what am I doing in this toxic urban environment with all this electromagnetic energy and fluoridated water and like asleep people, just like asleep people. And at the same time, like I don't watch television, I'm a reader. So I've been reading this really interesting book about the U.S. ambassador to Germany in 1933, right as the Nazis are taking power. And this book's just about what it is to be an ambassador at this interesting time in life. What's really the undercurrent that's going on is how afraid people are. And I'm reading the book, and I've always been fascinated with that time and space of like, how does the entire world get sucked down this vortex with this moron and just do all this horrible stuff? And I'm reading this book, and it dawns on me that everybody's attached to the materialistic 3D landscape to the fullest, and everyone's afraid of losing their chump change. And I'm reading this book, and it's talking about how everybody's willing to throw everybody else under the bus to hang on to their like livelihood. And that they're willing to go down this crazy path. And it suddenly dawns on me, around me, that that's like what's going on is everybody's afraid about losing their like bananas. Like they're all just monkeys, man. Everyone around me is just a freaking monkey, and they're all afraid about losing their bananas. They're afraid about losing their cage they're in. And I'm like, whoa, I can't operate on this level with these people that are totally attached to the materialistic world, like missing the point of like what life really is. And so that like crosses me back to where my confusion is. I've been listening to this dude, and I can't remember his name right now, but he's a physicist who's totally tied in physics with the conscious human experience. And he was basically just saying you got to pursue your bliss. And it suddenly dawned on me, I have no idea what my bliss is. And yet my bliss has been totally what I thought it was, has been attached to the surfing thing. And no wonder I've been totally jammed up with the surfing thing, because it's not the answer. It's something much deeper. And I'm glad I got that speeding ticket the other day, because that ties into this whole thing of me just speeding down this like dead-end street called this. When really the answer is right here at this beach. I can't explain it, but I'm sure you guys know what's going on out there with these people that are so asleep. And they're so attached to the material world, and you can see in their eyes that they will sell anyone out and throw anyone under the bus to make sure that their supply of bananas does not get messed with. I think it's absolutely insane, and that is in itself the schism of the duality that is this experience, is people are totally attached to this and denying the spiritual truth. People are living in their mind instead of their heart. And it's really been disconcerting lately. And I guess that's why I needed to make this video. It was because sometimes talking to you helps clarify the experience I am having. I think I need to go get in nature for an extended period of time. That's my answer. Get away from the electromagnetic energy and the weird people and the attachment to material things. Anyway, this is The Illusion out. Stay high frequency, stay in a state of love, stay in a state of grace. Have empathy for these people who are asleep, because it's really not their fault. But they need to be woken up.